Hey everybody, it's the Coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's...
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Golden Tate, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Open man right side is Ingram. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up for.
Here we go.
Back near the goal line, Bridgewater. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And sprang the big guy.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. They go play action. Bridgewater. Got a man. That's Allison. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability.
First down throw for Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. First down, Bridgewater. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man.
Ready? Let's go. Ready. Hey, we got Mike.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Bridgewater. The center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, and it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. This is Barkley, and they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. That'll be good for 6. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's second down.
50 to mark. 50 to mark.
Second and 7 at the 4-yard line.
On second down, here's Barkley. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. It's Barkley on the counter, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run, as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And the throw there going to be incomplete. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
It's caught, Shepard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays.
Bridgewater on 1st down. Pass incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Bridgewater. It's brought in left side by Tate.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. To throw, Bridgewater. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Bridgewater to throw it. And that's incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Bridgewater. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check it. Good numbers.
Ready. 18 data. Check 53, mark 66, bullet, half.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Fletcher Cox, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Bridgewater. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play there for the Giants. 55 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Bridgewater. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Derek Barnett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Bridgewater to throw for it on fourth. And no, it's incomplete. The Giants go on fourth but come up empty. And this defense is going to get the foot. On first and 10, Bridgewater. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Looking to throw again on second down. Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. Bridgewater now.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. Now.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for the Eagles, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
Can Zeke deke again? It's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Ezekiel Elliott, fresh off 100 yards a week ago.
Kill.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 1 rushing touchdown, yes, but look at the rushing yards. He was up near 200.
The one phrase I'd use to describe that performance, he carved up that defense.
On second down, Elliott. And an alley to run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle. Third and long for Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And a screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up.
Mike. Coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing. Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Derek Barnett has now recorded 10.
Mike. Here we go. Hey, kill. 27. 26.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Under pressure, they got him again.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On the counter, Elliott. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got him NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrase that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that like a running back, like a quarterback, when guys get hot and get locked in, the same thing happens for guys getting sacks. Their moves are working, and they're getting home and putting guys on the ground.
And an alley to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 22 yards there, a 1st down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Another try after the 1st down sack. Prescott. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Here we go. 4-8. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I got it.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis...
A first down throw for Prescott. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. Wind at his back now in this 3rd quarter. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of...
Here we go. Go ahead in. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Go ahead in. 26.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but...
Here we go. Go ahead in. Hey, kill. 27. 26.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They go to Elliott again. And they're going to get him behind the line again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up.
Here we go. Number 47.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
Check 53. Y'all not ready.
Prescott on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Ferkser. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
At the Eagles' 20-yard line.
This is Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Looking to throw. Prescott throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Prescott looking middle, and it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To the air again, Prescott. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 4th down, Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence, just because it didn't.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire 2nd half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish. Just love the execution, love the tenacity, love.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden.
That's 368. Lead. 53. Check.
First and 10 for Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Here we go.
The numbers for Green in last week's ball game: 6 catches, 62 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago. They're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
That defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Big hold of the... Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. It's the Bengals in control of the football as we get back into the action in the first quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity. Treated
under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right? A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. Dalton sets up play action. He's going to float this one deep right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. You can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get...
Hands up! Quit talking about it and play it!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Barnett in there to drop.
Hands up! Please! Nice. Watch the screen! Hands up!
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt.
Dalton up, play action. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
The kick by Joseph is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3.
Hands up! Wait! Shot 53! Got you! I got you, son! I got you, son!
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He's still having trouble moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, so much for halftime adjustment. Sometimes the best adjustment you make is no adjustment. You just do things better. But in this case, I think an adjustment was in order. They may have to change up and start throwing the ball around a little bit more.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Dalton here from the gun. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rally to me.
Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out 2nd down. After the loss, here's 2nd and 12 from the 18. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Wait! 2-2. Move!
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Hands up! Wait! Check 50! Target!
Dalton right back on the horse after the pick 6. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack on 1st down, Dalton.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. They begin with a run by Mixon, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
368!
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing, Dalton. And this is incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Mike. Hands up. Mike. I got.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
53 to block. 53. Check 53.
Here's Dalton. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to... They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dalton caught Eifert over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Dalton on the draw to Mixon. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
52, 93, 44. There you go.
3rd down from the gun. Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Nigel Bradham in there to record another sack, and that is... So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they plan to do going.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. The scene a few moments ago here at
All right now. Black 5. Easy. 80 weapon. Block it, sir.
now a play fake here on first down. And his first look is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Throw complete to Washington. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The numbers there for Connery in last week's game. 8 carries, 113 yards, and a score.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on it. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, he couldn't turn it into much more.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it?
Like 80. Let's go, baby. Turnover. Get that ball. Get that ball.
They start the drive with Conner. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate down.
50. Black 30. 53. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They begin on the ground here with Connor. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there. And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Black 20. On that, baby, on that. Snickers. Hey,
they start with a give to Connor, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Connor. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it third down and 10. On third down, Roethlisberger. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man...
Ready? Black 20. Ricky, Snickers. Now spin.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a second and 13. On second down, Connor looking for space. 9 good yards here on the run, and now third down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Complete. And this one is a first down. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. On first and 10 is Connor. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And this throw will be intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. Oh, some strong running.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one. And defensively...
Black 30. Snickers, 66. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Roethlisberger will throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Ben leaves to counter on the draw. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On second and 11 now. Roethlisberger, throw left side, complete. That's Connor. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they're going to face a third down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Derek Barnett.
All right, now, Black 20. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Got to do better.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And his throw is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. On the draw, Connor. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line.
Black 20. 50. Rip right, rip right. Black,
the drive will start with Connor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Here we go. Black
So
20.
from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Blue dog Porker.
Roethlisberger. Washington with a catch, middle of the field. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, just like last play. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Connor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Connor, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay.
All right, now. Like 80. Monday. Two times. 4 down. 4 down.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
It's been a long day for you.
Now Roethlisberger. Screen pass to Connor. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
So we got man.
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald.
Here we go.
And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Black 20. Alert. This is warm up. Look, there's that.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Like 80. Easy. Hey, we got to get this stuff here,
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
All right, now. 180. Got one. Black is on.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. They'll let the fullback try and pick it up. This is Anthony Sherman trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Vance McDonald, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Crosby connects on the extra point.
White 80. I'm trying to collect. Black and blue.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. It was the veteran safety Malcolm Jenkins who got a hand in there to disrupt it. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Washington. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Ben to throw again. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington.
Here we go.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
30. Here we go, D. One day. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger on the left side. It's McDonald.
Here we go.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight